Well, welcome back. Another month, another USDA report. Let's see if USDA can be on the right side. Right. Let's keep the party going. We had that big bullish January WASDE. The February one, historically not as much of a market mover as that January one, but hey, I'd like to be pleasantly surprised here in about 15 minutes. So we'll see what they said. As always, we'll be breaking it down live, giving a live look at the numbers. And then we have, make sure to tune in at 1:30. We have some of our research department, other co-workers. We're going to do a little bit more deeper dive, right? We're just trying to look at the price reaction, give you the quick hits, and get out of here. But make sure to tune into that one. Brady, jump in here. I'm sure I'm missing something. If you want, we can go ahead and quote up the markets real quick. Give us a quick rundown, and let's talk about where a few numbers here before we go live or before the USDA report's out at 11.
Okay. All right. I'll quote you up here. March corn up 3.5 cents, $4.95. Oh, look at that. Nice view the other week. Not quite. It's going to be cold. It's going to be like that here in a few days. Tomorrow, 2 to 4 inches of snow too, maybe. But yeah, I like that. I'm not prepared for it mentally though. All right. I'm going to quote the markets now. March corn up 3.5 cents here, $4.95. Looking over at March beans up 4 3/4, $10.54 1/4. Oil's up 70 points at 46.96. Meals down $1, 307.50. Looking over at your wheat markets, March Chicago wheat up 5.5 cents, 5.85. July at 6.09, up 4.5. Over KC wheat up 2 cents, 5.98 3/4. We lost the 6 handle, but looking over at July, up $0.01 1/4, 6.17 3/4. Traded up to 6.21.5 on July there. Looking over at your feeder market, feeder cattle, March feeders up or down. I wish they were up. Unfortunately, they are down 377 at 264.35. Looking over at your fat cattle, down 215 at 199.72. And your hogs up 70 points. Crude's up 74. Diesel's up 4.5 cents, and nat gas up 7 cents. Energy markets are on the move. The Dow's up 41, the S&P down 2, the NASDAQ down 20. Boy, howdy, it took me like an hour and a half to get through the quote board today, Connor B. I don't know. I went on like
I wasn't going to say anything. I'm like, man, we're getting into this. Let's keep going. Let's talk orange juice. Let's talk coffee. No, I'm just kidding.
Where are we going? The Brazilian real. We want to look at some currency, some exchanges. Yeah. So, the dollar's down 283, 107.99. So dollars moving too. Worth paying attention to those things sometimes. Orange juice, I don't care about orange juice.
Well, I'm looking at, we got March corn. We definitely had Friday. We had an off day. Yesterday, today, we worked higher, right? It'd be nice. That $5 level, we haven't broke through it yet. If we get some friendly numbers, I'd really be looking for. It'd be nice to see a close above that, right? If we're going to be bullish, that's what I'm going to be looking for. You want to pull up the numbers real quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
I think I got them.
You got them? I don't know where they're at.
Here we go. Okay. So, obviously we could get a surprise in terms of just carry out numbers, right? If they decide to bump exports up and we see that corn carry out go, on the low end of analyst estimates at 1.4, I'm really paying attention. Numbers I'm going to be looking at is going to be that Brazil, Argentina soybean crop, right? Where we didn't see them adjust it in January, right? Most thought that we could see a bump up, right? How big is this Brazilian soybean crop? We didn't get it. And so, I'm going to be looking at that as I feel like if we could see some surprises, we could see it in there. But as always, who knows, right?
Yeah. Who knows how the market's going to react? We can outguess it, and you see all the analysts throw up their numbers out there, and they're as of today, right? They may be not today's guess, they may be tomorrow's guess, and down the road for the future adjustments, but where things are really at. But yeah, how the trade's going to react to what gets printed too. Sometimes, yeah, I think we could have the number. You say it all the time. We could have the numbers ahead of time and still, misguess where the market's going to go.
It'd still be wrong, right? That's the thing about guessing USDA reports is that you got to guess what number the USDA is going to print, and then also we got to make sure we got to guess what the trade's going to react to, right? A lot of times we already have maybe if the market's trading a certain number, if we don't see that, right, we could have maybe a bullish number on paper and see a bearish reaction. But again, this Feb WASDE, it feels like it sneaks up on me. I said that on the live show this morning, right? My focus, we get a big focus on that January report. And then now, I'm looking at March options expiration here in a couple weeks, and it's like, oh yeah, we got a WASDE this week, Connor. So we'll see. Just because it doesn't feel like one that garners a lot of headlines doesn't mean it can't be a market mover, right?
Right.
Time will tell. We're about 8 minutes out if my clock's right, which it's been wrong. My clock's been wrong before.
Clock. We're not going to go off Connor B's clock. Okay. If we're going off Connor B's clock, we might as well do this live stream for the report drop tomorrow. But because that was a classic move. Yeah.
But anyway, right, USDA report, it's gonna we're gonna very quickly move to the next headline. The big one is going to be the Brazil South America soybean harvest, and then on top of that, right, how fast can Brazil get that safrinha corn crop in the ground, right? They're a little bit behind the 5-year average, definitely behind planting pace that we saw last year. And you and I joke about not getting bullish because of a planting delay, but we got to keep in mind, with Brazil, with that safrinha corn crop, that second corn crop, right? The rains very much shut off every year. So any type of big delays we see in that corn planting, it very much affects it. And I'd say it affects us more than it would here in the United States. So that's going to be the next headline. Acreage, right? Are we going to see some type of change with the corn soybean ratio? Right now, it's definitely favoring corn over soybeans, but will we see that change? And what are we going to see with acreage, right? I'm always looking toward the next headline. I think the trade's always looking for the next headline. And very quickly, we're going to be at the end of March where everyone's thinking about planning. And then we have that prospective plantings report that comes out the end of March as well.
Yes, it definitely keep plugging away here and on to the next thing. And there's always a next thing right around the corner, so we quickly can move. But yeah, we'll see what gets. I'm interested to see if there'll be any changes here today. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that can really move on a guy here coming forward. Connor, I got to throw this out there if we got a little minute before. Joe was mentioning before the show, Joe Gersafi, our producer down there, he was mentioning 0 DTE options, and that those are actually available now. These 0-day trading options where you can buy an option today for tomorrow, or by the day here. But they're out and available. So it's crazy to me. It's just wild to look at these because they're in dollar increments. So like a 4.96 expiring today corn call costs you 2.5 cents for a 4.96 corn call. The put is penny and 3/4, 3 cents. So these little penny type positions, just wild tools out there available now.
What a time, right? We also saw, I don't know if we talked about it, but it was a couple weeks ago that we saw they're releasing like micro contracts, right? Even small. I don't know if I'm using the right term there, but we have mini futures, but even smaller, right? Was it in 500 bushel increments?
Yeah, I think they're coming the size of deer corn bags, so you can go out and hedge your deer corn.
Oh man, well but
500 pound increments, I believe, or 500 bushel increments. So yeah, very, very a tenth the size of a full size contract. Which I don't know. I'd love to see the sorghum contract. I mean, we have all these other tools, but sorghum, come on, let's bring one of those to the game and to the table, because it'd be great to be able to go out and accurately hedge, because that basis is just so dynamic on that front. But
good point. Yeah. But I think the one thing I'd want everyone to keep in mind is that, if your marketing plan weighs heavily on a USDA report being bullish, or we're selling ahead of it because you think it's going to be bearish, right? In my opinion, you don't have a marketing plan, right? We're not, we shouldn't be in the business of predicting USDA reports. Number one, because it's impossible, right? Who had it on their bingo card that last month, or we were going to pull the final yield back close to 4 bushel? Not very many, right? And so we like to look at these numbers, but I guess I want to preface it with saying is that risk management, sound marketing, it doesn't start 2 hours before a USDA report gets released.
Well said, Connor. That's fantastic. Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
And like your marketing plan, your marketing philosophy, your strategy, there's so much emphasis on trading and predicting the future, where things are going to go, versus actually just education on a sound risk management philosophy that works across multiple market environments, whether it's a short production year or a demand surprise scare, bullish, bearish, over a 10-year time frame. Does your marketing strategy, it's something that you can repeat it out there year after year and be in a good spot, versus getting getting sliced and diced and flip-flopping and being in the wrong spot each year. In the bearish year you were too bullish, and in the bullish year you're too bearish and weren't proactive enough. So that's finding that balance, something that works, keeps you even keeled, and manages that we want volatility in the markets. Let's not have volatility in our balance sheet at the end of the day. Good stuff, Connor.
Absolutely. Well, we're about 3 minutes out. As always, we'll just kind of, as soon as we see the numbers, we'll start, kind of yelling them out. We'll be looking at the price action too, to give us some indicators. And also, if you got any questions, comments, right, drop them. We'd love to hear them. We love to see them. We'll make sure to pull them up, answer them to the best of our abilities. Right.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us today. This is fun. Live stream, it's fun. It's we get to see the market's reaction, gut instinct reaction here to today's report. If you're new to us and haven't watched us before, we're live every day at 9:00 in the morning, covering markets headlines and just a live stream, which is much different than a pre-recorded, edited production. We do a little planning, but not a whole lot of planning either.
And we never make any type of mistakes when we're going live, right? We started this a year ago, and it's just been zero mistakes the whole way through, right, Brady?
Right, exactly. That was it. Yeah.
Oh man.
Here's a look at your quote board here as we approach into the trade. I might try to blow that up and get a little bigger font for guys.
Okay.
Maybe.
Here we go. So, as always, we hope it's out at 11. Was it the June or July WASDE? The USDA was delayed, and you and I were just sitting there filling time for about 10 minutes, scrambling to find the number. So we'll hope.
Right. And then they finally came out, and it was, are these even accurate? Is this the right numbers? The big debacle there for sure.
And listen, if that happens again, I'm tweeting to Doge and Elon Musk and say, I've got some inefficiencies here. Get them on it.
We don't want them digging too deep into the USDA. I don't know what we want. Got some numbers out. Corn goes red, down a penny. Wheat selling off a little bit as well here.
It looks like ending stocks at, I don't see any change at the 1.5. Looking at that, I don't think I see any changes there. Looking at the 25 WASDE, no changes on old crop corn. Looking at soybeans, boy, if I'm reading this right, Brady, I don't think we have. I think it's looking at domestic numbers anyway. I don't see any changes. We've got the ending stocks at a 380 for soybeans, at 154, completely unchanged there. Wheat, a little bit of a change in wheat, I guess, if you could call it that, going from a 798 to a 794. And so, not much. So overall, we're seeing a little bit negative reaction on the core market. I think the trade was looking for a trim, a little bit tighter carryout number. We didn't get it. I see, if we want to talk about something the Philadelphia Eagles didn't do in the Super Bowl, this was a punt, right? We're not seeing any changes. I have yet to see Brazil numbers. When I'm looking at it, it's just the domestic numbers. So that's still, if
we got some numbers here from Ben here. Brazil corn production 126 versus 127 last month. So down a little bit. The average was 126.74. Argentina corn production of 50 versus a 51.
Okay.
What was the average on that one? 50.6, right in there. Depends what numbers you're looking at. Then on beans, 169 on Brazil versus 169.64 guess and a 169 prior. So unchanged on the bean deal.
So again, we did not see them change that Brazil soybean production. So interesting, right? I guess maybe not,
Argentine beans, they
yeah.
dropped Argentine beans 49 million metric tons versus 52, so down 3 in Argentina. That's significant. But
Okay.
yeah, I
Gotcha.
don't.
But so overall, when I look at the domestic numbers, right, looking at corn carryout, soybean carryout, almost just completely unchanged. I wish I could pull this in quicker. Just looking at the Feb WASDE, right, change across the board, 0.0000000. Right. The only thing they changed on corn is they did bump up that average price. They went from a 425 to a 435. Soybeans, they did. Looks like they dropped. Yeah, they dropped the average price. Other than that, unchanged. And then we've got wheat pretty much unchanged and just a 4 million reduction in that ending stock. So I if you had to pick a headline for numbers, I don't know where you'd pick, Brady. It's pretty it's not too much to get excited about, I guess. I guess that Brazil corn number is what jumps out at me. What do you think?
Yeah, the Brazil corn, I don't know. It's kind of early there for me with 3/4 of their production on the safrinha crop. Maybe they're getting bulled up on a planting delay there, though, Connor B. But we got that planting footage. We're going to roll that. We had a live shot the other day of some planters coming in, and we'll roll that here in a little bit for you guys. Show some action of Brazil planters down there in South America that we alluded to earlier in the live show. But yeah, world ending stocks number a little tighter. Those numbers look, I don't know why. Yeah. But corn's down a couple pennies here, wheat's down a couple pennies, and
right. It's chalking up to what we said, where the trade was looking for maybe a little bit tighter carry out number. We didn't get it. We got it completely unchanged. We're seeing corn pulling back. So I don't think today's the day that we're going to break through that $5 level. Unfortunately, on March corn, looks like we're pulling back from the high for the day was 497. We're hanging out right there at 490.
You're calling that, Connor. That's a good call. I like it. I think you're. Yeah. Let's roll that planter footage out here. I want to find that.
Yeah. Pull that up. When we talk about planting delays, harvest delays, right? Let's keep it in mind. Here, you got it. I got it right here. So
oh, look at this. Okay, so we got a planter. Look at that. Oh, there's another planter. I think there's 3 planters there cruising behind the combine. Raise your hand if you have done this out there. I want to know. Raise your hand, leave a comment if this is you in America. I know this is in South America right now. Safrinha corn going in behind some beans, but raise your hand if that's been you here in the U.S. I want to know. People similar.
One thing I'll keep in mind is that I don't think they have the high-speed planters. They weren't moving too fast, but still, just an unbelievable setup. We're harvesting beans, planting corn right behind them. Just what an operation!
Definitely, yeah.
So let's do a quick summary on the February WASDE. Right?
Okay.
Corn, they didn't change. Domestic corn, any number, they didn't change. Soybeans, any number, they didn't change. Wheat, they changed ever so slightly. We saw the carryout was reduced from a 798 to a 794. Brazil corn, they pulled back. Brazil soybeans, they left unchanged again, hanging out at that. What was the number, Brady? 169?
169, right? Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then we saw pullbacks in Argentina soybeans and Argentina corn as well, right?
Definitely. Yep. That Argentina bean pullback was significant there, 3 million metric tons. I'll flash that up one more time for y'all. And reminder that the A team's going to be on here 1:30. Tune in live for them. We got Jeremy Struber, Nate Duraco, Brian Basting. They're going to break down the ins and outs and dive into this WASDE here. But
I gotta say, I don't think that I envy their job. Right, last month they would have had all the fuel for the fire. So many surprising numbers that we saw. The Feb WASDE, it kind of lived up to its name. Very much a, very much a punt. Not not seeing any changes across the board, and we're seeing the trade reaction accordingly, right? Unchanged corn, soybeans down a penny, bouncing around, but yeah,
lack of conviction either way here, right? Kind of just digesting things. We'll see how we close and how we finish the week. There's a lot of things going on in your markets, and these markets can move pretty fast and trade a lot of outside numbers, outside headlines very quickly. So
yep, and we'll move like we said, how quickly the trade's going to move to the next headline, right? Continue to monitor that safrinha corn planting progress, looking at the soybean harvest, right? Any type, we've got the headline risk. You know, I don't. If we say the T word, I don't know if you say it out loud, we might get another. We'll get another tariff somewhere on something, but you know, anything like that, we could see the disruption, and then it's going to be on to U.S. acreage here very quickly, right? How many corn acres could we see, you know, come at the end of March into this summer? So time will tell. Are you flipping acres on your operation? Are you planting a little bit more corn? We'd love to know.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
So,
well, Connor, I think you ready to get out of here?
I'd say we wrap it up, right? We don't have any no big numbers, no big changes to report here. So yeah, let's go ahead and wrap it up. I'll hit the button. Any closing thoughts, Brady?
Nope. I think you summarized it very well going into the report. If your marketing plan is based on a report reaction or what the USDA prints, you don't have a plan and market for the bigger picture, longer term, manage the dollars, don't manage the dimes, and use a plan that enables you to manage risk throughout, you know, all sorts of market environments going forward. But thanks for joining us. Reminder, live at 9 every day. Bring your questions, bring your comments. This is a engaging show where you can ask questions. We'll answer them if we can, or try to, or pretend to.
Or drop a comment, right? If you disagree, I'm not afraid to answer some contrarian opinions. If you disagree with us, let us know. Let us hear it. We can take it.
I think so. Yeah. All right. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Maybe not too mean, right? Don't be too mean.
Yeah. Don't. I don't know. Yeah. I was gonna say some Swift comment, but I think I'll refrain.
All right. Everyone have a good day.
See you.